So the morning of day 2, so we're at Ghorepani and we go into, sorry, we're at Uluru and we're going to go to Ghorepani today. And Tenzing, our guide, was telling us it's maybe 4 to 5 hour walk, but it's bucketing down, so you're not going to be able to see it, but it's very misty. We were due to leave or have breakfast at 7 in the morning, but he's knocked on the door to say that let's delay it for about an hour just to see if the rain changes. So we're just basically chilling in our room. Our friends are just trying to get some extra sleep because they didn't have a good night's sleep, because one of their neighbours was snoring all night and they couldn't get much sleep. The walls are very, very thin in these kind of buildings, but we're the only room that's got a little balcony. This is the view from our balcony, from our bedroom. Beautiful. You can see all around. And I'll just show you our little bedroom for first night in the mountains, which is much better than when I came a couple of years ago. This is our little bedroom. We've actually got an ensuite and that view is beautiful. So yeah, so we're just chilling out, getting ready much slower, and hopefully the rain will stop and we can go and have breakfast and then get our way up to Ghorepani. So Angela's decided that she's going to get back into bed. So we've just had breakfast and we're going to start our trip to Ghorepani. You can see the clouds and the mist behind me coming in, but we'll see how we get on. And this is a video of the crew. Here's Tosh. There's Angela. And the only one that looks sensible is trees up there, look, in the orange. Right? Just filming a bit of going up the steps on our way through the rhododendron forest to Ghorepani. Probably know me walking 20 minutes. Continuing our walk to Ghorepani, and now we're going down, and you can see the clouds in the distance, the mist. Mist is coming in. We now look like on some kind of dirt road, but you see the mist. Can't really see much at the moment, and we're all overheating. So we'll just see how we get on. 5.3 kilometers to Ghorepani. So we're just entering the rhododendron forest. I think we're just on the edge of the rhododendron forest. So we walked along a bit of a road, and now we've come off the road and we're walking into the forest. So we'll see what happens. So we're continuing our journey to Ghorepani. We've gone past an area which had a couple of landslides, quite heavy landslides. Lots of rock destroyed the path, so we had to go through a different way. But yeah, it's very warm. Ooh. We've got about 5.3 kilometers to Ghorepani.
Hello, we have rain from the morning. Oh, feeling very lazy.
That's Tenzing, our guide. That's Tosha. Looks like a scarecrow at the moment. That's Angela.
Really good. Yeah.
That's Angela. And there's Teresa. You see the water below me? Rushing water everywhere. What's the new bridge? And all around. So we're continuing our walk past all these lovely streams. Hopefully you can see them in the background. So we've just come to a part of the trail, and we would have gone that way, but can you see that big rock? There's been a landslide, so we're going to have to go back and figure out a different route. Might not be as much rain, or like much water, but you would see them. So we just walked across this bridge. So we're back in the woods, back on the trail. We took probably about a 10-minute detour on the onto the road, crossed a little river, then basically joined back with the trail. So we just saw a sign below saying 3.5 kilometers to Ghorepani. So I think we're just going to do this in one hit. I don't think we're going to stop for lunch, but we'll see how everyone's feeling. But yeah, 3.5 kilometers doesn't feel like a lot. See you in a bit. So we've just crossed another landslide. Lots of rain, and obviously the Nepalese are used to landslides. Obviously when it happens places like this, it doesn't really cause any issues. Just the path gets blocked, it gets cleared. But obviously when it happens in towns and where people live, it can be very, very dangerous. We're on the way to Pokhara from Kathmandu. Our driver, Dayula, was saying that there has been loads of landslides around the Pokhara area, but fortunately only one death. Obviously it's not fortunate anybody dies, but usually there's a lot more deaths than just one, so you know, it is what it is, unfortunately. But yeah, we're in the forest now. Apart from the rain, you can't hear anything. There's no sound of insects, no sound of birds, no nothing. It is so quiet. Shame the rain's here, otherwise it would be like really lovely and sunny and you'd be able to see all the greenery. It's quite nice having a bit of mist. I think we're about to walk into some mist now. Not sure if you can hear me, but or pick up the mist, but we're sort of walking into a bit of mist now. We're going to stop up there, but look at the landslide. There's been lots of landslides this time. There's the crew behind. Walked part more on the road, but look at the state of that road. That's what 4x4s do. They just dig it all up, churn it all up, and it just makes the the soil looser, makes it more unstable. You know, it's all part of progress. But speaking to Tenzing, some people have lost their business because people don't bother stopping anymore. They just carry on driving. Obviously, some people gain from it, especially if you're at the end point. But there's lots of people that have lost their business, and he's saying that that's the same on the west side as well, where they're building more and more roads. So yeah. So we're stopping for lunch. We've probably got maybe an hour and a half left to do, but Tenzing said we might as well stop for lunch here. Our room's already set aside for us. So we're going to have lunch here, then make our way up to Ghorepani. He said the weather's not looking good for tomorrow, so we may not go and see the sunrise, which would be really disappointing, because that's the whole point of this trek, is to go and see the sunrise. But you know, what can we do? It's the weather. We can't control the weather. It's raining, but it's sort of fine rain. It's not heavy rain, but it is so misty. It's covered in snow, and lots of people have stopped here. There's There we go. Sorry, my food. Right, my food's ready. I'll see you in a bit. So we finished lunch. Time is just coming up to 1 o'clock, so we've got about an hour and a half to 2 hours to get to Ghorepani, and the weather is very misty. My usual lunch, dal bat, which is basically lentils and rice. I've got a second helping of lentils, very tasty. And yeah, don't think we're going to go and see the sunrise tomorrow because of this weather, but we'll have to see what happens. I think we need to get to Ghorepani, get dry, get warm, and just sit around chatting and playing games.
Can we just cut it into the bank?
Huh?
Look how they just cut it into the bank.
Yeah.
So we started our trek up now, afternoon part into Ghorepani. Walking on this road is horrible. This road is muddy. 4x4s drag up all the mud, and it's very unpleasant. But hopefully we'll get off this road and get onto a path very soon. The prime, beautiful rainforest. Obviously they've got different priorities to us. They need to build a road, so they're building the road, but the destruction is eye-opening. There's holes everywhere, trees have been ripped up. But they've got to build a road, and like I said earlier, some people benefit from it. Some people don't, in terms of the locals. But it's not very nice to see for us tourists, because we want it to be left pristine, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to become or make a really decent living from it. The fact that there's a road here means there's potentially more tourists coming up and down, more accessible to people, more mouths to feed, potentially more rooms to be rented out, things like that. So you know, it's a double-edged sword, as they say. But some of these beautiful trees, like this one here, that's right on the edge. I don't see that lasting for very long. But you know, we're in a forest. They're not logging the trees for wood. It's pretty much left as it is, apart from this road. But hey, we can't measure it by Western standards. We've got to measure it by their standards, in terms of they want accessibility. They want more tourists coming in so they can generate more money, etc. So you know, it's their land, they do what they want. Don't take long, mate.
Sorry?
It doesn't take long. So we carry on walking along the road. Seen a lot of destruction, but you know, they decide what they want to do for their own country, I guess. But yeah, definitely totally different experience to when I came a couple of years ago. A, because it was roasting hot, and B, because we're walking on the road. I can't remember really walking on the road 2 years ago. But yeah, we'll see what's going on. Carry on going. see what's going on. Don't know how much further we got. I think we've only really started. So maybe another 1 hour 45, 1 hour 20, 1.5 hours, something like that. So yeah. See ya. So we're gonna come off the road, which is horrendous, and join a path again. So cut back into the woods, which will be lovely and pretty, bit magical, fairy tale-y type, with all the rain and the mist and the trees. But much prefer that than this horrible muddy road, which looks like it's just been devastated, to be honest. But yeah, see you in a bit. Just got up the steps, literally not too far, and look at this. This is so much better already. Just the peace. Obviously these paths were man-made years and years ago, but it's just so much more beautiful as you're walking through the forest. It feels like we're going on a little magical trek through the woods, up and down these stone cobbles. Locals coming up and down, going about their business. And there's Tenzi waiting for us. So we're still on the path. It's flattened out. And there you can see the dirt track just up below us. So yeah, it feels much better to be on this path. It was quite a steep climb up, but now it's sort of leveled off, but slight gradient up, so it gives you a chance to rest and recover before we do the final ascent into Ghorepani. So from the bottom of this it said 20 minutes, so I don't know how long we've been walking for. We did stop and have maybe five minutes or so rest, then we'll see where we get to. Here, we made it. We're at the entrance to Ghorepani. Look, here we go.
Yes, there is. Forward. Want to go?
So we'll have to do our police check-in, I think. Make sure they're happy that we're here. And then we'll see what happens. Then we get to our route, like a hotel, which might be another 10-minute walk or whatever. And then, yeah, rest, try and get dry. Yeah, see ya. We got past the police checkpoint. Now we're just making our way to our hotel. Don't know where that is. It might be the same one I stayed in at 2 years ago. Might be a different one. But yeah, just making our way, and when we get there, we get there. So I don't think it's much. If it's the same one, I don't think it's much further now. So yeah. Whew. Need to get in. Need to get dry. Need to take these boots off. See in a bit. It looks like the same hotel because we walked up to here, walked past this little shrine here. I think last time they were playing cards around here, but we came obviously a lot later. And I think from memory it's a big white building up here on the right. Still maybe another couple of 100 yards away. But yeah, up here. So I stayed at this hotel 2 years ago and had shared facilities then, and they were really dodgy, but this time we've got an ensuite, so it's really, yeah, I mean it's an ensuite. It's not the best thing on the planet, but it means it's our own personal bathroom. We can, myself and my wife can go and use it when we want. We don't have to use other people's. Anyway, enough of that. But yeah, it's clearing up a bit, so hopefully, hold on a minute. Hopefully you can see behind me. You can see some of the mountains. Can't really see the really lots of snow-capped mountains over there, but there are some up there. So yeah, hopefully we get a bit of wind clear that all up and we're able to go and see Poon Hill tomorrow morning, but we'll have to wait and see.